Bro, this guy right here might be the most epic human in history, because he's about to be the first person ever to go for a walk around the entire world. He's been at it for 27 years, starting in 1998 at the southern tip of Chile, and is now in the final stretch of his journey, which ends at his home in the UK. His name is Karl Bushby, and the rules he gave himself for this challenge were pretty simple. He has to travel an unbroken path without using any cars, boats, vehicles, or any other form of transportation other than his own body. And he also can't go back home until he finishes. You can't even imagine the absolute missions this guy's been through in the past 27 years, longer than some of y'all have probably been alive for. The path around the world isn't just long, it's also incredibly dangerous, with 3 major checkpoints that are just miraculous he even survived. The first being the infamous Darien Gap between Colombia and Panama, a remote stretch of jungle filled with the deadliest animals, insects, swamps, cartel, and rogue military forces. And bro couldn't just bust out Google Maps to find the quickest route, he was straight raw dogging it through the most hostile rainforest on earth. While he was passing through, that part of Colombia was also an active war zone, and he says he had to sneak past literal frontline battles to get by. The next death wish area he walked through was the Bering Strait, the ice bridge that connects North America with Russia, which took him 14 days non-stop of walking and even swimming through frozen waters and bone-chilling temperatures, and also casually made him the first person in modern history to walk across the Bering Strait. Once he got into Russia, they welcomed him with open arms by arresting him for several weeks on accounts of illegal entry, and they actually wanted to throw him in prison for 5 years to make him an example, but fortunately his lawyers got him out of that one. As he was trekking through the frozen tundra of Siberia and Mongolia, the 2008 recession hits and he loses a bunch of his key sponsors, claiming there were many days he literally had to go without food. But still, he managed to pull through, and as he was making it to the edge of Asia, he hits the third and most challenging obstacle of his journey, the Caspian Sea, the biggest lake in the world. Even though it's called a sea, it is technically a lake, search it up. If he wanted to go around it, he'd either have to enter Russia to the north, who he just got out of trouble with, or go through Iran in the south, which was even worse. After a whole year of trying to figure this out, he slowly realized that his best bet to move on was to swim across. He couldn't take a boat because of him and his stupid rules, and also admitted to be a terrible swimmer. So for 31 days, this guy swam 300 kilometers across the Caspian Sea to get to the other side, also super casually making him the first person ever to do so, ironically by a guy that hates swimming. He kept on going with his journey, and in May 2025, he officially entered Europe. But as he was passing through Turkey, his visa expired, and he had to leave the country for 90 days before he was allowed back in. And so he flew to Mexico, where he waited for his visa to renew so he can pick back up where he left off in Turkey and finish Europe off. Don't worry, him flying to Mexico didn't break any of his rules so long as he goes back to where he left off, which he's doing. He's expected to finish back in his hometown of Hull, England sometime in September 2026. Yup, he's still got a year left, but Karl ain't stopping until the job is done.